before I even say anything, I just want to give this a round of applause because, like, this is probably, man.
That's enough. That's enough.
I'm trying to think about it, and this very well could be my favorite Marvel movie. As far as like not an ensemble, I'm talking about like, you know, the ones like Iron Man, Thor, and all that. It's about a singular character. Like we're not gonna count Infinity War and Endgame because that's not fair. That's a spectacle. This right here, as far as a origin story and a solo movie, this is fucking incredible, man. This is on a whole nother level. Like I was saying, like we're gonna see martial arts in the MCU. Yeah, we see martial arts in the MCU and done unlike I can't And what I love about this shit is because when Iron Fist came out, people saw that shit like, what the fuck is that? He can't fight. It's bullshit, whatever like that. And, you know, they were right. They were right. Even though I partial, like, I did like Iron Fist. You know, it had flaws, but whatever. This right here, when you talk about martial arts, this shit, this is it. This is undeniable. You can't say shit about it. The choreography, all that, the stunt work, crazy. The camera work, crazy. The acting, crazy. The cast, crazy. The music, crazy. It was fucking incredible. Incredible. And as usual, keep it spoiler free for the first half. It's gonna be difficult because I'm fucking exploding right now, and I'm like, I want to talk about it, but I'm like, listen, if you have not seen this movie, just go fucking see this shit. Everybody needs to see this shit. This shit is incredible.
Hold up, before you tell people to go see this shit.
What?
I would advise people to go see this shit in IMAX.
Yeah.
Like we did.
Man,
listen. This motherfucking movie had a display of angels in this.
I have never seen an IMAX laser movie until now. This was the first one that we picked for IMAX laser, and we couldn't have picked a better movie. Because, like, when that shit started, like, I saw crispness unlike anything I've ever seen. I'm like, damn, what is this picture quality? It's like you can just walk into the movie and then be there and get fucked up immediately because
and that's how I
watch
felt
it in there. But
when niggas were throwing hands, right? And when they showed certain areas in the movie that had water and green, I'm like, am I in the fucking movie?
It was so crisp and clear. It's like, yo, this is unfucking believable. Like, and it's one of those movies where like time just stood still. Like you couldn't tell the passage of time, and then when the movie ended, like no, please give me more, that type of shit. And movies like that, that's incredible. Like when the movie ends, you're like, please, no, give me some more, please. You're begging for end credits, please. You're straight crackhead, please. That type of shit. Like that's how we were in the theater. I'll take anything at this point.
Niggas looking just like Pookie of New Jack City. Niggas in there
saying, please
go off.
I said right at the projector, please, man, just run it back,
here goes security, sir. So you gotta fucking go.
Come on, man. You see what happened, man? And then you did. and then you know, but that's a whole other story. That's what good movies do to you. That's what good movies do to you. And this movie did that to us. Like, it turned us into crackheads because it was just that fucking good. It was that fucking good. From beginning to end. Because they didn't waste any time. They started with some crazy shit. The middle was some crazy shit. The end was some crazy shit. It was a great ride all the way through. And the best part about this shit is niggas that don't know who Shang-Chi is, like me. I know a couple things, but not really all of it. But... Now we see this shit. You're like, yo, I want to know everything about this motherfucker. I want to know everything.
And what did you say before about Marvel? Marvel knows how to give certain. Okay, so the unknown characters, the ones who are not fan favorites, Marvel will give life to these motherfuckers. Because I didn't know shit about the Ten Rings, Shang-Chi, the fucking acting nigga that played them.
Like, I won't, like, it's not that people don't know about Shang-Chi and he's not a favorite. Because, like, there's people that know about this dude. There's people that know about him, but, the ones that don't really know too much, or the ones that don't know any, they see this movie and they're like, yo, this motherfucker is dope. This dude is dope. Now I want to see all of this shit. I want to see what he's in. Like, I want to see everything. I want to know the story. I want to know the storylines that he's in, where he came from, how it different from the comics and all that shit. Like,
this shit had niggas inside the actual concession stand area, IMDb and his shit. Like, what else were you in? Like, you know, it just took it there. Niggas were interested now.
Oh my god, man! Like it was so dope. It was so dope. I couldn't believe it. Like I thought Awkwafina would annoy me. She didn't.
Awkwafina.
She played her role like she was funny. She was believable. You know what I mean? Nobody annoyed me. Everybody killed it. Everybody killed it. Everybody on screen killed it. The good guys, the bad guys, the extras, the environment, like the cars, everything killed it. Like I'm like Jesus.
And the cars got killed in this show.
Yeah, like, is this a perfect movie? Like I mean, god damn, it's like I don't remember the last time I've been that energetic walking out of a theater. Like yo, like whole old school Busta Rhymes video, like oh, that type of shit. That's what that turned me into. Walking out of the theater, like yo, you gotta go see it, like that type of shit. And movies like this,
Elliott character.
Yeah, it's like you got the posters in there, putting in their face like that type shit.
Gotta watch this beat.
It's like yo, that's that kind of movie, man. Walking out this motherfucker, I was so amped, I was so excited, and like walking out of it, I'm like, yeah, I'm seeing it again 40X, like, you know what I mean? And I'm just glad that we went to go see this motherfucker in a good theater. Cherry Hill Lowe's with IMAX Laser. Fuck 40th Street. We almost had to go to that bullshit. I'm glad we didn't. I'm glad something popped up where we couldn't see it that day.
That was a group decision when niggas say, you know what, hold the fuck up.
I'm like, you know what? It's like, I want to see this movie, but I'm not going to risk seeing it in a bullshit theater because fuck 40th Street. If you've been from Philly, you know exactly what theater I'm talking about. If not, then you're lucky. Don't worry about it. But like, going to a good theater to see this shit made all the difference in the world because that screen spectacular, the sound spectacular, the seats spectacular, the audience spectacular. This movie got 3 rounds of applauses.
And nigga, the fucking
we clapped 3 times.
And the fucking floor was vacuum. I'm not used to that shit.
Yeah, it's not sticky. I'm like, oh shit.
At 40th Street, I saw a rat, a roach, old popcorn, new popcorn, and a fucking cashew nut bar was on the ground. I'm like, what the fuck is this shit?
All around one pretzel bite.
Right, and like, I smell piss.
I'm like, goddamn, fuck that theater, man. This theater, incredible. Love it. The experience was crazy. If you have not seen this movie, if you're on the fence about it, I don't know why you would be, but if somehow you're on the fence about it, just stop, turn the shit off, go to the theater immediately before somebody ruins the shit for you.
Please.
Just go see it immediately because I'll say you're welcome right beforehand. You're welcome. Because you're gonna thank me for saying that shit. It shouldn't take me to get you to the fucking theater, but if that's what it's gonna take, get your ass to the theater and see this. If you like martial arts, you'll love it. If you like the MCU, you'll love it. If you like good origin stories, you'll love it. If you love the actors in this shit, you'll love it. Because everybody kills it. Everybody. With that being said, spoilers.
Y'all. I'm so hyped. I can't wait to dive.
From the beginning of this movie, man, when they showed the origin of the 10 rings, like him, how he went to go conquer shit, he went on the battlefild solo. My man was solo. And it showed the opposite army. They're like, oh fuck, what we gonna do? Like, all right, just throw the arrows. Fuck. Yep. They throw the arrows. He looked at the arrows. He smirked a little bit. He's like, I guess I gotta whoop the ass. And then just went into battle. And the way this motherfucker was fighting solo against the whole army, I knew this movie was gonna be crazy because the camera shots and
How about when all of the arrows were like coming down in that manner, and they were about to hit him. The way that he blocked the motherfuckers.
He said, boom, bop, 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 and then just charged in.
Seeing that part in IMAX was just like, I'm ready.
Just right there, I almost stood the fuck up. Yeah. I almost stood up. I'm like, I know I'm in for a great movie. And when the movie starts like that, you know the rest of it is going to be fucking incredible. You know it. Right from the beginning. And he whooped the whole army's ass to the point where they all like stood down and the army, and his homie just ran in and just conquered the shit and then just took it. Like, just come up off that. Give me that.
And they show how long the nigga was around.
Yeah.
The shit said, he came into like the new generation world, where it's like now you have governments controlling shit. He took that shit over to the hill. He was just fucking shit up.
My man, he been in power for a long fucking time. Built that fucking empire and shit. And even the scene when we met his wife, that fight was crazy. Like that. Yo, I'm looking at that scene. I'm like, yo, it's like an old kung fu movie. I'm like, this shit is the look. The music, it was just like, why is it so good? Why is this shit so good? Like I'm sitting there in disbelief. I'm like, yo, this is a Marvel movie? I'm like, this is an MCU movie? Like, nah, man, this is something different, man. This is something different. Like, because the soundtrack was on point and the soundtrack complimented what's happening on screen. It's like, you hear that instrumentation, you're like, oh, they're doing it. I felt like I was a little kid watching the kung fu movies on TV, sitting there like, oh, yeah. I'm like, damn, man, that shit took me back. It was just like updated and oh god, it was just so, and like the wife, she was so slick with it. Like he came in like, yeah, run that. It's like, nah, you run that.
You run that shit, nigga.
Like, get your ass out of here. You ain't taking nothing. So he thought he was, he thought he had it. He was cocky. Like, all right, okay. Right. He tried, but she had him. She had him the whole way.
But I love his face. He had that, do you know who the fuck I am face?
Yeah.
She was like, do you know who the fuck I am?
Yeah, he was like, you must not know me. He's like, you must not know me.
No, you no. Okay, Nick, come on.
And that shit started, and yo, she whooped his ass. But it's like, it's one of those things where like you fighting and you're like, oh, okay, all right.
Right, the respect,
all right,
the
yeah.
respect,
And you saw it click for both of them while they were fighting with them slowdowns, and they were looking at each other like, okay, all right. Yep. And it's like, yeah. You sitting there rooting for both of them, like, yeah. And then they get together. I'm like, this is beautiful. This is beautiful. The way he's told the whole story, even when they did flashbacks, it didn't feel jarring at all. It's like the story just moved along and it gave you the information that you needed. This is why this happened. This is what happened to that person. This is this. Connect all the dots and shit like that. And then at the same time, they giving you crazy fights from the beginning of the fucking movie. Mm-hmm. The intro fight, crazy. Father versus the wife, crazy. Him
on the bus.
On the bus, crazy.
The bus was fucking
I didn't expect the bus to be that crazy.
How about the building scene when he went to go visit his sister? Oh my gosh.
I'm looking at the cameras. I'm like, yo, oh shit. He flipped. I'm like, there was like at least 20 times this movie I wanted to stand the fuck up on top of the chair, but I didn't.
Yeah.
I didn't want to ruin the experience for everybody else because I would have blocked the subtitles. You know what I'm saying? I wanted to stand the fuck up. Like I felt I was doing this shit. I'm like, let me stop, because they ain't gonna be able to read the subtitles. I want everybody to get invested.
When a movie takes you to that point,
oh my god,
it allows you to understand why you go to the movies. Because I got emotional in a good way watching that shit.
Yeah, and let's talk about that for a second. Like, they had some emotional beats in this joint where like some shit hit hard. It's like, oh fuck, you know what I mean? That type of shit where like shit happens and you feel it, like you feel that shit, and it's like they're showing emotion. It's not the shit happening on screen. Like, it's like you feel like it's happening to you, or the motherfucker's happening to. Like, oh fuck, this is fucked up. You know what I mean? It's like, it's just from the whole movie. Like, man.
Everlasting.
Oh my god, man. Like, it's so good, man. It's so fucking good.
Boulders.
It's so good. I love it. I love this whole fucking movie, and I can't wait to see it again. Like that. That's what I'm already thinking about now. Like, I can't wait to see it again. Like, I want to see it now. I didn't even want to walk out of the theater. I didn't want it to end. When it ended, I'm like, please give me more, please. I didn't want it to end. Like,
how about the Mandarin situation?
Oh my god! It's like, and I was
shit.
I was saying before. I'm like, I have a feeling that Ben is gonna be in this fucking movie because they gripped him up out of prison. They gripped him the fuck up, and it's like they were all at the table. He was talking about him. He's like, yeah, some dude, called himself the Mandarin. He was clowning the fuck at him. Like, he tried to, act like he was me, but then, we gripped him the fuck up because the fuck that shit. I'm like, oh shit, that's the reference to the Mandarin. Like, oh okay, but then you see the nigga, he's actually there. I'm like, oh shit, he's actually in the movie too.
And the way they popped up on him, like they're in jail, they're in prison. He's right next door.
And he's still him. He's still him. He been there for a minute. He just like, yeah, man, it's life now. Like, you know what I mean? It is what it is. I'm having a good time. He's like, I'm a performer, so it's the role of a lifetime. I mean, and he was funny as shit.
He had a pet chicken pig.
He was funny. He was actually funny. He played a good role in this motherfucker. He played a good role. I'm like, they giving you everything. They from the beginning to the end. It's like even when they go to the city, that whole scene, all of that scene is great. I'm not gonna get particulars because I just want to go see the movie again. I don't even want to talk about it. I just want to go. I want to be there and I want to live it again. I want to wipe it from my mind and go see it again for the first time. Honest, that's how much I love it.
It's kind of hard to wrap up everything in the fucking movie.
It's a lot happened, man. A lot happened.
His sister. If anybody was to ask me who my favorite character was, I may have to personally go with the badass image the sister had. Yeah, she trained herself.
Yo, she was a badass her whole life, though. That's crazy. From a kid, like she watching, like because the father didn't let her, do the martial arts. So she watched it. She imitated it and learned how to do that shit. I'm like, damn, that's a badass. Start her own organization. Damn, that's a badass.
But
got a fucking fight club.
You realize how badass that shit was, though. These niggas were hand-on-hand trained. She watched this shit and learned it just as good as them. Crazy. So she was always my favorite motherfucker. This shit had dragons, monsters, chicken pigs, and shit.
And she was so big that even Wong knew who the fuck she was. And he showed up. I'm like, yo, this movie just gave you so much. This movie gave you so much, man. Like, there's so much to this movie to unpack. And I gotta see it again. I have to see it again. Because, like, I just want to see it again. Like, I mean, it kind of pains me to even sit here and talk about it because I want to be in the theater right now. I want to be here. Like, I didn't want to leave the theater at all. Like, I almost pitched the fucking tent outside the fucking joint, but they didn't let me do that. I'm like, yo, I don't want to leave. I want to see this movie again. Right. It's just that good.
Is that fucking good?
Like, I can't remember the last time I've been this amped about a fucking movie, man. It's just so, oh my God, it's so enjoyable because the fact that they delivered on this scale. Like, I knew we were getting martial arts in the MCU, but like, nah, it's just not it's not just martial arts. It's ass whooping. It's supreme ass whooping. It's great choreography. It's crazy camera angles following the fight. I'm like, how did he do that? Like,
he do that shit.
Yo, this shit is crazy, man. As somebody who grew up on martial arts films, I appreciate this shit on a spiritual level. I see that shit. I'm like, yo, they didn't cut no corners in this motherfucker. They really did this. They really went for the gusto.
They didn't cut corners, but niggas got cut in this movie.
Literally. I'm like,
gosh,
this shit is crazy, man. This shit is fucking crazy. I can't talk about this movie high enough. Like, I really can't. And I don't really give ratings anymore, but if I had to, this should get a 10 out of fucking 10, yo. Easily.
Are we giving this shit our stamp? Our
perfection stamp? Just give it a fucking stamp. Like, this shit is fucking incredible, man.
Perfection stamp.
This shit is fucking incredible. This movie was just so, it was just so good. It was just so good. It just was that, and it's like, if people have seen it, then they know what I'm talking about. It's just that fucking good.
I wasn't expecting it. Like I told you, bro, I watched the trailer, and even though I love the trailer still did not prepare me for what I saw today in the fucking movie. This is ridiculous, man.
And that's good, because the trailer isn't supposed to tell you everything that you're gonna expect. The trailer gave you just a little breadcrumbs, like, okay, they come see you. I think you're gonna like this. Like, okay, I guess I'll check it out. And then you sitting there, eyes bugging out of your fucking head, like, oh, that type shit.
Because that ending, the fight, the battle at the end, I haven't seen something so. That was some epic ass shit. That was epic. And what's her name? I don't want to say her name wrong. I'm not being disrespectful today.
Aquafina. Just think of the water.
So the way that she stepped up in battle, it told me that when they wrote this movie, they made sure they did everything. They made sure everybody had the right amount of focus on them.
And they gave her a pivotal moment when she was able to do that.
Pivotal.
Because homie told her, just don't die. And he was sitting there right with her, like he got the point he believed in her, then he got snatched. Yep. And she saw that shit. She's like, what the fuck? Like, nah, fuck that. I can't let my homie get got like this.
Nasty dragon centipede looking ill.
That motherfucker came out swinging. He was mad as fuck. He was mad. He almost got motherfuckers out of here. And they took mad casualties, too.
That big ass monster came out. He said, gonna lock me up for all the fucking years. Y'all gonna pay for this shit.
He was heated. Has little goons like feed him. He go. Powering him up and shit. I'm like, yo, this should deliver. This should deliver. And like, that, the first, the first post-credit scene, yo. When Wong is looking at the the rings and say like it's a beacon and all that shit, it's calling out something, and then you got Captain Marvel and you got Bruce on standby and shit like that, and he's like, all right, go home and then prepare. It's like, and then you see him. These motherfuckers at karaoke. I was rolling, yo. I was fucking rolling.
Wong
I was dead.
Hilarious. For Wong to be in this movie, man.
I was dead, yo. That shit killed me. This is one of the I don't know the last time this happened, but this movie got 3 rounds of applause from the crowd. One after the movie was done, another one after the first post credit scene, and another one after the last post credit scene, the end credit scene, whatever. After that, like 3 rounds of applauses, and it deserved all of them. Like, I'm like, I didn't want this shit to end, but it ended in like the best way possible. They gave you everything you wanted and more. I'm gonna go see it again, and this movie was fucking amazing. That's all I got to say. This movie was fucking incredible. I'm glad I saw it. I'm glad. I'm so man, yo. This was crazy, yo. Crazy.
This shit gets a fucking 10 out of
10, yo. 10
out of 10. 2 thumbs up, 3 thumbs up, whatever you want to do.
This shit was so good.
I love what Marvel showed you what they were also preparing you for in the future, and I'm excited. I'm one of those people who couldn't get over Robert Downey Jr. I couldn't get over the Chris Evans departure. I couldn't get over it. And I said, how can I ever get back into the Marvel mold where I can fall in love with somebody else? This movie allowed me to understand that Marvel actually does their homework, and they show niggas, they tell niggas, just wait, be patient. I got you.
I told you, they got more stories to tell. They know what they doing, yo. And they leading up to something else. They know what they doing, man. Just let them work. Shout out to Kevin Feige, get it done. I mean, you know what you're doing. You run a tight ship. I appreciate everything you and everybody else do. A lot of hands touched this. A lot of hands blessed this. And the end result was fucking incredible. And I will see this shit again and again and again. Great fucking movie, yo. Great fucking movie. And cut. That shit was wild.
It is amazing.
I can't. I don't know, man. I can't. I didn't expect Shang-Chi to rise to the top of my all-time favorite Marvel movies. I didn't expect that. I didn't go there today saying, man, Shang-Chi is going to be my top 2. I didn't expect that. I thought Civil War, Infinity War, and Endgame were like going to stand tall for years to come. I did not expect Shang-Chi to come in and just say, look, I'm taking everybody's place in your mind.
I mean, I wouldn't put it up against Infinity War and Endgame because they're different types of movies. They're ensembles with everybody in it. Like as a solo movie though.
Solo movie.
For me, this is so far up there because this has never been done in the MCU before. Not like that. This is the first. This is a first. Legit martial arts in this shit like that. That's never been done. That has never been done. Not to this level.
It's so beautiful, like the colors.
Yeah, it's like even the score was just like the sounds. Oh man, like it's just every part of this movie was just like perfectly crafted. I'm like,
perfect.
I knew the shit was gonna be. It's crazy because I automatically knew how I would feel the whole movie when the Pops conquered the first castle.
Yeah.
And the arrows were coming down.
Yeah.
And the way he was blocking shit, I said, what the fuck am I about to watch? What am I about to watch?
It's like there's so many times I'm watching that shit. I'm like, this don't sound like an MCU movie because they've never done this before. But like they doing new things and that shit is working.
I literally think they have. I think they have meetings over and over again at the round table before they even start the film, and they ask themselves, what would you like to see on screen as a viewer? Because for them to actually execute everything,
they dive into the story, they change the appropriate things, and they just give you eye candy. Because this joint crazy, yo. I can't get over how good the movie was. Like it's actually wild. Like how
the cast was great.
I was in disbelief. I'm like, this is insane.
I'm glad you know who they are because I didn't know who they are.
Oh yeah, I knew all the cast.
It's insane.
Michelle Yeoh, especially Michelle Yeoh too. But I'm glad they got her.
They got some top names in this joint. Top names.
And when I look at him, when I look at Main Man, like he can literally go home, right, and tell himself, "I did this shit,
and I killed it.
I killed it."
He learned the martial arts too, like, because I told you, a lot of them scenes, he's doing that shit. They didn't just swap him out for every single scene. He's doing some of that shit himself.
Yep.
He's doing that shit. So he learned how to do that, and he executed, and it looked good when he was doing it. It didn't look awkward or nothing. It's like, he really learned how to do this.
Exactly.
He really learned how to do this.
That's what, when y'all told me that he had no martial arts background, I was like, it was confusing because he did this shit effortlessly
like,
on camera.
To my knowledge, he doesn't have any martial arts background. To my knowledge, he doesn't have any, but yo, he made it look right in this one.
Gotta learn and practice.
Him, the sister, everybody.
Now the sister, I'm sorry, I think she has to have some type of background.
The way she was swinging that joint around, I'm like, yo, man, this is, yo.
Yeah.
Man, yo.
I don't know who it is. I don't know her.
Bad as hell though. Yo, she's bad. She's bad. Actually, she bad. The mom bad. The aunt bad. Like everybody bad.
She gave me
everybody bad.
She gave me the Black Widow feel because remember everybody had powers on the Avengers team. Almost everybody. And Black Widow was like, hey, I'm on the front line with y'all. That's how the sister was. The sister was like, look, I don't have any rings, but I can fight like a motherfucker.
Like she watched and studied that and trained herself. Like she trained herself. Pops didn't even train her. She did that herself.
I watched him and I did it better.
Yo.
I was like, whoa.
I trained myself how to do this. What?
I couldn't even really sit there. I couldn't. It's crazy to say, like, the Pops made mistakes in the past. Met a good woman, changed his life. His past
caught up with him. Yeah, it's like, by that time, it's like, there's going to be repercussions for the shit you did. Then they showed up like, yo, run that. They showed up. It's like, somebody going to find out where you are and want their pound of flesh. And they took it. And he immediately took it back. He like, nah, no.
Nope.
Fuck that. Like, point him out. Him, and him.
When that nigga was at the crib, he said, you know what, you killed my wife. I'm going right back in the box. The rings are coming back on. I don't give a fuck at this point. Son, look, you might not like it, but look. Blood for blood.
Yeah. Blood must be answered with blood. Immediately. He put the suit on. He went straight there. Yo.
Look, shit, this... You watch movies like Raid Redemption, and you say, damn, I can't even watch a regular martial arts movie unless it has blood and showing the killing. This didn't show none of the blood, but you knew it was going on.
Yeah, it was still just as effective.
You knew.
Because that fighting was on point. That's not one of them when you throw one punch and there's 20 cuts.
Right.
That's not Queen Latifah Equalizer. That's not that. This is
where she hop on the bike, but there's an actual guy on the bike now wearing a helmet. Like, I know it's not her. Like,
20 cuts to hop on the bike.
Right.
20 cuts to punch. No, this ain't that shit. No, it's actually the camera gonna follow them around. They gonna swing, hit that person, hit that person, hit that person, and then maybe we'll cut. It's like, damn. They had the direction down, yo. The stunt team, man.
For sure, they killed somebody without actually having to stab them. In any way. The only blood you ever see was the cut he first got. That was it.
No.
You saw more
when
scenes?
the pops had main man on the ground inside the restaurant, when he went and turned that bitch out, and the dude was like, I don't know where my boss is at. Did you see his eyes in his face? The nigga had blood in his eyes.
Oh, I didn't see that.
Like when you watched it again, Bull's face was so fucked up, and I was surprised.
Yeah, he threw him into the wall. So yeah.
Man.
He launched him.
Okay.
Even that shot was crazy because it showed the reflection of him fighting in the background.
Yep.
And he threw that motherfucker into the man.
Yeah, that's...
I can't really towards. So whatever the pops did in the past, we didn't see that shit. But the pops actually wasn't a bad person. After he met his wife.
Love can change you. Love can change. Like he fell in love with her, and then actually changed. He put the rings away. He put the rings away. Became a family man, and because when she died, he was out to get like groceries or something like that. Like he
came in with groceries.
He was just regular. Like, and he came back and saw that. He's like, oh,
said,
fuck
okay,
it.
All right.
Fuck it. And then the grief is a powerful motivator. Like I said,
when they told the story in the beginning, how did the father find the rings? Who originated the rings? How were they created? That's the part that I mean,
but Wong said the rings have been around for way longer than when he found them.
So when he fuck it. That was a good ass movie.
Yeah, man.
I can't believe what I just saw. I just don't get it. I don't understand how this movie randomly came upon, and now it's one of my solo movie favorites.
This shit had me flip flopping. Like first, I'm like, yeah, fuck the pops up, but then certain things happen. I'm like, say the pops. Like I mean. I felt bad for him. It's like, and then when he got, I'm like, fuck, man, that shit hurt.
You gotta feel bad for the pops because
man.
When the pops saw that big ass, ugly ass centipede come out, he said, "Damn, that wasn't my wife at all, huh?"
And I know there's gonna be some people like, oh, he's stupid. He should knew better. Like, nah, man, that's not reality. Because like grief will fuck you up, and if you hear the one thing that you want, you doing whatever for it. You doing whatever. It's like if my wife is behind this big ass wall, get the fuck out my way. I'm opening this big ass wall. Cause like the motherfucker was playing with him and knew exactly what he wanted. So it's like you can't see through that. You hear her voice.
That big ugly ass thing was really behind that tall ass rock. Just acting like somebody's wife. Hey, I'm in here.
Fucking dragon put on the dress and everything. Come get me. Now. I'm here. He sit behind the door like this.
I'm your wife, I promise.
Open the door. Came out, took the dress off, and gave motherfucker.
High heels on. Yeah, nigga, shit. The fuck you thought this shit was? Do I look like your wife, nigga? No. That nigga came out punching. Yo, I'm telling you, me and Jamie was laughing so hard in the seat because when the good dragon started getting his ass whooped, that nigga said, "Hold up, y'all, hold up. I ain't coming from the wood for this shit."
Yo, and I was getting worried because look at that motherfucker about to die.
He was.
They didn't.
No, he was done.
They weren't pulling punches when motherfuckers was about to die. They would just kill him. I'm like, yo, is he gonna die in this bitch?
He had all those things on his face. They had to help him get him off, and then they was taking his fucking.
Yeah, they were trying to take his eye out and everything. I'm like,
that part. I was like, oh no.
Damn, this joint was wild.
Oh, my God.
Even that dragon battle, I'm like, yo, this look, man. I don't know whether it's the IMAX laser or what. This shit look spectacular.
It was so beautiful.
God.
I think we would appreciate. I think the only way we can appreciate. I mean, we already do. The only way we can appreciate the screening that we saw today is to watch it on a regular screen to see.
Nah, fuck that.
No, I'm saying that's the only way you can possibly see how good this shit was because this shit was crystal clear.
I'm telling you, man. Like, imagine that dragon battle on 40X. Like, that seat gonna be spinning around, flying to the fucking sky.
Yeah, this is how your glasses gonna be.
Yeah, exactly. Woo!
Oh my God.
The seat just fucking flipping like this.
Right.
You trying to watch the movie?
Oh my gosh,
Fuck.
yo.
It was beautiful. The CGI was amazing.
Fucking
man.
had a dress on.
It's me. Just tiptoeing behind the door. Let me out. That's fucked up.
Oh God.
So
He was in there telling them other niggas, yo, we almost out here.
Yeah.
Everybody be quiet. Be quiet. I'm in here.
Give me the dress.
Nigga said,
Yeah. It flew the shit in.
oh gosh. Oh my gosh, yo. Oh, you want your wife, huh? I show you your fucking wife, nigga. Oh,
that shit was crazy, man.
That nigga was in there doing voiceovers. That's an ignorant ass monster.
So
Jesus.